Hey guys, it's Scott from Horse Racing Daily, and today's video is going to be on early voting and what I think his chances are on the 2022 Jim Dandy. And I think he's one of the three most likely winners of the race. I think him, Zandon, and Epicenter, the winner's going to come from one of those three. But the issue is going to be figuring out which one of those three is going to actually get the win. I think it's very tough to really separate all three of them. I might put Zandon just a little bit behind early voting and Epicenter, but early voting is the Preakness winner, and he won it also while showing a new dimension in that race as he, kind of set from off the pace. If you go look at his Withers and his, maiden race, he kind of pressed the pace. And, that new dimension I think is going to help him. And, it did draw a small field. It's only a 5-horse field. And I'm not sure because Western River's also nominated to the Curlin Stakes on Friday. And if I was a trainer, I'd probably put that horse in the Curlin Stakes as opposed to the deep waters of this one. But yeah, maybe they got some kind of backdoor deal where they need that fifth horse to, make this a little bit bigger field. Because it seemed like all these stakes races this year have just been small 4-horse fields, and it's kind of aggravating. I hate it for the sport. It's very top heavy, but there's no horses to make the wages offer any kind of value. But nonetheless, early voting done nothing wrong so far. He's going to be a well-deserved favorite or second choice. Even his second choice, I think him and Epicenter probably be like very even in the money. Maybe one will be 7-5, the other will be 8-5, or they're going to be both very even. There's not going to be that one horse that it's going to be like 3-5 and something like that. As I think how the race can be played is going to come down to whose people's favorite horses are. From the Derby show, the ones that like Epicenter, I think are going to put their money back on Epicenter. The ones that like early voting, I think, are going to put their money on early voting, and the ones that like Zandon are gonna, go back to Zandon. There's nothing like if any of those three horses win, nobody could say with a straight face they were surprised. And even if Tony Port, stepped up and won the Jim Dandy, a lot of people won't be surprised by that either. So it's just it's a small field, but it's a very tough field to figure out where the winner is going to come from. And it sucks to say that because I was supposed to make a video trying to offer some sort of insight about what horse is going to win and what I think, but that's just the truth. You can't really separate some of these top contenders. It's very tough. And when I was watching some of the workout videos, in my personal opinion, it looked like early voting was working out maybe a touch better than Zandon. But I didn't get to see all the videos from further back. Zandon also hasn't raced since the Kentucky Derby. So there's going to be a natural different progression of workouts going into the race. Maybe Zandon was already is fit and they're trying not to empty the tank on him. Whereas early voting they might be more in the ramp up phase, trying to get him ready for this race. As he did race 2 weeks later in the Preakness. But I think early voting has a really good chance. If he won, I wouldn't be surprised. I would be surprised if he fired a really bad effort, even though cloud computing also ran in the Preakness, or in the Jim Dandy, after he won the Preakness, and he didn't really do so good. So who knows? But I do expect early voting to do better than what cloud computing did in his effort. I think my personal opinion, the most likely winner is going to be Epicenter. I think Epicenter was catching early voting in the Preakness, and with a better trip, I think Epicenter could have got the victory. And also, early voting was being pointed to the Preakness, whereas Epicenter was pointed to the Derby, and the Preakness was that quick turnaround. So now that the roles are kind of reversed, I think Epicenter could potentially turn the tables on early voting. And I like how Asmussen is good about bringing his horses, along the older they get. Look at Gunrunner, look at Clary Air this year. The filly, for example. So I really like how he does that with the progression. But nonetheless, I like early voting's chances. It's just tough to separate it from the top three contenders. And thanks for watching, guys. More to come.